Hitch, where have you been? I need to speak to you right away.
So do I, Marion. Where have you been? Where's Avak? We are preparing defenses. Who knows when the lineage will reach our position?
2 days, Hitch. That's what Avak told me. We don't have time. There's so much we need to talk about.
Don't put much stock in what Avak says, Marion. The man deluded by his own cult of personality got caught up in his own propaganda. Tell me where he is and what he's doing.
He's dead, Hitch. I tried to stop him, trust me I did, but he locked himself away. That crimson fire axe right through his jugular, blood everywhere, but I couldn't get through. He locked the door, you see, till it was too late.
Bastard couldn't face his enemy. It's a fracking shame. He was a good man once. Don't concern yourself with it, though, Marion. We have enough to worry about in facing the enemy.
I thought he was your friend, Hitch, a comrade. Don't you mourn him? Like you mourned Sirvard?
I've already mourned Avak. He was a dear friend. Mourning the adversary takes away from the memory of the man that I met at Wake Hill.
Wake Hill?
Wake Hill Steeple, another relic from the days of the Neo-Crusaders. Like this bunker. It was scheduled to be demolished, and some malcontents were determined to stop it. It was the largest revolt since the Burling riots, and our unit was sent to stop it.
That was your first assignment.
Looking back, sure it was, in truth, though this body was just one of many resources assigned to deal with the situation. We were efficient, to say the least.
But was Avak one of the protesters?
No, he was a resource to work on the building a new structure after the steeple was demolished.
Did one of the protesters speak to you?
No, they were dealt with without a thought. The problem was resolved. But when steel met phaser torch and the mighty structure began to fall, we were both born then. I stared at him straight in his eyes. For a full minute, the only act of rebellion I attempted in public my entire lineage. We would meet whenever we could. It wasn't hard. The lineage doesn't need cameras. But when I went away to find a new life here, my twin died while I was away. I realized this when he went in front of the council, and I have been mourning since then. His body stayed around a while longer, his labor, resource, but the lineage cared enough about that for the both of us.
It's quite a tale.
It's a shame you never met him.
So, you don't believe the lineage will reach us?
These delusions were present long before Avak's philosophical suicide. It started with a dream he had 23 years ago, the first dream he ever had, or that I had ever heard about except Malakil's lost histories. The point is, I wouldn't put much trust in Avak's visions, Marion. They might lead you astray.
That doesn't mean they won't be here, and soon. They won't just ignore us out here.
And we will be ready for them. Marion, plasma rifles in hand, Neo-Crusaders battle armor on. There will be a good fight, and the lineage won't be out of here without a good bloody nose.
I supposed as much.
We're the last line of defense, Marion.
What'd you say, Hitch?
We will die, but we can stop the lineage's advance, if only for an hour. We're the last line of defense, and we will more than live up to twice that title.
But who would we be defending, General? The people of the Soleotch Free State have left their land for the safety of the mutant fleets, and even the lineage won't dare to challenge their psychic power. Who are we the last line of defense for?
We are the last line of defense.
I don't want to die for a territorial marker, Hitch. I didn't think you wanted to either.
I will be dying fighting for the revolution, and I don't see what alternative you have. You have had a million chances to leave. You got yourself into this, heir apparent, and now you're the last line of defense. So, dog.
The ship just left Fold Stays, 2,000 kilometers below the surface. Hitch, you're more familiar with this equipment than I am. Here, come check this out.
That's not just one ship. This old gear couldn't detect just one ship 2,000 kilometers away. It's a whole lineage fleet. The fourth fleet by the readings we're getting. They won't take long to reach us. We have 10 minutes at most. I need to get our gear.
There's no alternative now. I didn't think I was holding out hope, but that was a Kipling lie. We are the last line of defense, destined to die in blood. The alternative is to lie down and die. How different is that, really? I suppose the difference is whether I want to die as a romantic, or die without being a murderer.
Here you go, Marion. An R80X Chimera plasma rifle and a Hyperion Neo Crusader battlesuit. And here's our last bottle of Smig. Good timing, I suppose. You alright, Marion?
You want contemplating your own death, Hitch? You're just looking forward to meet our faceless enemies on the field of honor? When did you develop your thirst for blood? Hitch?
Calm down, Marion. I'm a soldier. Okay? Maybe I'm looking forward to the battle.
So you're fundamentally a soldier.
I've been a soldier from all my adult life. At first for state, then now for a cause. I've developed certain instincts.
But it's always been for the cause before. I spoke with Fincher. You always tried to avoid unnecessary bloodshed. Cripe, isn't that what you yelled at Avak for every waking hour of the day for these final weeks? Hooped up in here?
I don't want to talk about Avak right now. Just settle down, Marion. You need your wits about you for battle.
And everything comes back to the battle, doesn't it, General? You smiled!
What are you talking about, Marion?
I called you General and you smiled. Cripe, you smiled, Hitch. I know what happens, gods. You know, you're just like Avak. In the end.
Don't compare me to him.
Yes, you were both slain yourselves to create heroic simulacrums. Avak sacrificed himself to create a tragic hero, willing to do the unsavory and downright savage for a noble end without care for his own role in the tragedy. You create a downtrodden rebel, willing to sacrifice everything for the glorious revolution, selfish in their selflessness. If you want more Avak, then I want more you, Hitch. The same reasoning applies.
We both cried at the Duke's funeral, Marion. I know you love him greatly. Consider him your mentor and role model. He is the absolutely free individual to you, unsullied by illusion. But isn't that itself an archetype, the outsider? Marion, the ideal that you and the Duke have of a human is just as much an archetype as well as in being impossible.
Take that back, Earthborn!
And you claim to be fracking enlightened, Marion. You call me fracking romantic and insist everyone compare themselves to your idealized, absolutely fracking free Duke and find themselves inadequate? You insolent little fracking idiot!
Lineage has gotten into bombing range. That explosion was a spaceport. Can they not detect that's empty?
The one has a strange Delta-type psionic field variance, a byproduct of tests the Neocrusaders performed on their prophets. It's disrupting the lineage's sensors. We'll have the element of surprise.
That's great, Hitch. I can't stand this seemingly infinite waiting. Why won't they just get it over with?
The Seraphim have very specific procedures. With no visible resistance and no reason to hurry, they'll be on Protocol GG3. They'll wait until a full week of continuous bombing has been completed before jetting down in order to totally demoralize the enemy. If this is Fleet 4, there'll be 45,000 Seraphim coming down in geometrically increasing waves. The number of Seraphim per wave equals 3 times the number of the wave, meaning the first wave there will be 3 of them, and the next 6, and so on and so forth.
You're really an expert on this, aren't you?
It's a shame when no one listened to me, and when we had an army of 12 million and the element of surprise at their disposal.
There's still slim odds.
They're fighting odds. Crap, come on, Marion. Put your battle armor on. You don't want to be out there fighting practically naked, do you?
I'm going with you, Hitch. But your devotion to the revolution gives you the strength to carry on, but I have no such devotion.
You're just gonna sit here and wait for them to kill you?
I just said their sensors don't work. I can find a cubbyhole, hide out until I'm sure they've left, and survive. Hitch, there's a very real third option. We don't have to die.
Marion, you'll last at most a week with the provisions we have left.
There are farms, Hitch. I have the expertise to repair them. You'll have to go about the finer things like Smeag and plutonian chocolates, but I'll live to old age, and you can too. You don't have to go on this fracking suicide mission.
Marion, we had all those things 3 days ago. The only thing left on this whole rock now is you, me, and pretty soon the lineage. Besides, as soon as they have our scanning equipment, they'll study it and be able to calibrate theirs easily. Marion, this is our only real option.
You're not even willing to face it, though. Your commitment to our blaze of glory is inversely proportional to your avoidance of thinking about your own mortality. And besides, as a moral person, how can you explain killing people for the revolution when you admit the revolution failed long ago?
The revolution is still alive in us, Marion, and it will be channeled through this plasma rifle into the lineage scumbags.
Alright, Hitch, I suppose that's just the way things are. I'm gonna get some sleep. If we have 4 days, there's no point in putting on my battle armor yet, is there?
I suppose not. You're a good man, Burjhess. Marion, do you hear it?
Hear what, Hitch?
Put on your battle armor, Marion. The lineage has stopped their bombing. The ground troops should be jetting down any moment. Have you been to the firing range? I haven't seen you there.
No. No, I haven't.
It would have been better if you had. It's no matter, though. Are you ready, Marion? I brought that last glass of Smeag you never finished. You better drink quick if you want to be done in time to meet your guests.
Put that away, Hitch. Put it all away. I'm not coming with you.
Marion, you're dead either way. We've discussed this.
I've been taking the time to read some of Duke Jorda's poetry. There's one passage which I believe is quite relevant. There's an ancient riddle known as the Riddle of the Ancients. The details are a grim thing and dull in the extreme. There are 2 options, that was the important thing.
Those of high moral fiber picked the first in the main. Those of my ilk were relegated to the second. And so my proctor stared at me expectantly, knowing what noise they would find. But I chose a third, and they cried, "Genius, Scion, most honored and venerable scholar." Parades in the streets, medals on my shelf, admirers on my doorstep. They asked me why, they asked me how. I came up with one lie after another, each a more incredible account of my intellectual exploit. For the truth was tame and fairly unwanted. I was just a spiteful little gripe.
What's that supposed to mean, Marion?
Think, Hitch, of just how many have welcomed death. Avak killed himself, Master Boros had no respect for his own well-being, Cabo Mooshian wanted to join you in your blaze of glory, and of those that didn't do so physically, others did so emotionally. Ventura put more effort into not caring about anyone than he did anything else, though he did fail in the end. Sovereign Grec didn't really think of anyone as human, or mindless drone savages, or her perfect little nobles that were too fragile to face reality, and Sovereign Soleotch, after taking a serious effort to survive, threw herself away to be one of those perfect little nobles. I have to survive, Hitch.
Aren't you just making yourself into an archetype just the same, Marion?
Yes, but it is one of my own design.
That's a nice thought.
So is a failed revolution. Vindicated by one noble, honest. A sacrifice in the face of impossible odds.
Hi, friend. I believe I hear the first landing. I'll dedicate the first killing.
Gods, please don't.
I suppose you wouldn't want that to be your legacy, would you?
No, I wouldn't.
Farewell then, Meister Burjhess.
Remember me, Curtis! Death to the lineage!
May the Orpheum Prime hear my call and cower at the wrath of
Carrion, Hitch, and Martino!
Hello, Master Burjhess. You are under arrest for crimes against the lineage of angels. Please come peacefully and you won't be harmed. You will find the lineage to be rational, masters.